Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner, Albert Cameron. Albert, good to be back. We're on a little hiatus, but we're more than glad to be back. And one thing about the sports world, it doesn't slow down.
No, it doesn't. And we're so welcome to talk to our fans and welcome Greg back, our producer. That's the gentleman who runs the show here, and he's back full healthy. Thank you, Greg, for coming back. YSU, they are in the news for sure. Going full blast in basketball and in football. Basketball, they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're going to be playing Dayton coming up soon.
That's a step up.
Yes.
I saw those boys the other night on TV against Houston.
Right.
They are serious.
Dayton's pretty good, right?
I've thought about that real quick, and we'll get back to this. Our buddy Arch should have stayed. He was the king of the kingdom.
He was.
He was the fiefdom.
He was.
And, you know, they had the other game the other night. They were playing Houston, and they said to the Houston coach, he said, I never seen fans like that. The place was full of Dayton fans.
It's true.
Remember that Monday, Tuesday when they have that playing, or Wednesday?
They picked that spot for that reason.
Yeah, Phil, they put 15,000. Hey, YSU,
Football's
Mitch
the other
Davidson, I mean, come on.
Yeah, football is the major part of this news. When I got the call from Penguin Joe, he said, guess what? We made the playoffs. He says we. He's a gigantic fan.
He's all in.
And it led with Mitch Davidson throwing 4 touchdowns against Murray State. They took care of their business. And then they sat there just to hope. And they were the last team in. Well, how about the last? You see that and come across, George. You're the last team in. The coach was almost in tears.
Especially if you don't know you're going to make it.
Right.
It'd be different if they had some order, but you knew you were in.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now, and hey, fellas, doesn't matter when you get in, you're in.
Yeah, third in their league. That was so big.
It was.
And that league, third is like first in a lot of other leagues. I'm telling you, that's how they rate that league. We know about South Dakota State, who will be a major favorite to win the championship. But just getting in was their MO, and they got it. Now they play Duquesne. They have beaten Duquesne in the past.
Great.
They have beaten Duquesne in the past.
You know, when I think of both programs, I'll be honest. You know, now I'm not talking the specific year.
Right.
Because, you know, and Jerry Schmidt, he could be loaded.
Right.
I'm saying when I think of the programs, I have Youngstown here and Duquesne here.
So do I.
Okay, so you think it the same way?
Yeah, and it's because of the league.
Okay.
You know, there's no chance that Duquesne can be better than the competition that they played.
North Dakota State, South Dakota State. No, you know right now someone's going to be in the final.
Yeah, yeah. So I know I'll write South Dakota State down. They'll be playing somebody. Might be Montana. Might be Eastern Washington. Whatever. Whoever it might be.
Yes.
I'll write South Dakota State down. But the Penguins are in, and they have a chance to get that first game against Duquesne. I have no doubt about it.
Now there's 8 buys.
Right.
So there's 24, but after one round you got your 16 team tournament. It's just like any other tournament that you watch on TV, 116, 215, etc. And as you say, YSU's going to win that first game.
Yeah, I see it happening.
I do too.
I know that they were excited to be last seed when they know they can win the game against Duquesne. I read and saw a video of the kids. I call them kids, college men that were in tears, so excited. All the hard work you put in.
Absolutely.
To get to the playoffs. That's always the goal. George and I coach high school. That's all. Remember, in Ohio, you all get in.
Yeah.
But in Pennsylvania, you have to fight to get in there and get in the top 3. Now it's opened up to more teams.
And then also, too, as you said, they're in.
Yes.
Just like the Penguins in hockey. Put them in. We'll take our chances.
Once you're in, you have a chance.
And you guys don't worry about being last in or all that garbage. You're there.
Yeah, it is garbage. Good line, George. And so good luck to the basketball team playing well, football team playing well, and we also have Mount Union playing well.
Well, let's talk about the hoops a little bit, though. When you start shooting 44 and 81,
you'll win.
Yeah. Now, once again, the competition's going to escalate.
Yes.
But at the same time, you have to. What Lou Holtz say, beat who's on the other end. That's all Youngstown did in football, and that's what they're going to do in basketball. Beat who's down the other end, and at some point it'll pay off.
It pays off. And in the basketball program, they went out into the portal and got good players again. So YSU fans are all excited. They think they're going to be playing to get on and to get to the tournament. So congratulations to both the football and the early to the basketball
Now
teams.
the Mount Union we have to talk about. I'm talking to a guy on the way over, and he does the color for St. Francis, and he says they're playing like they have one of those knockoff
games,
you know, like the San Francisco
Right.
or Pitt Greensburg, and he says, they got crushed by Mount Union. I said, whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't go by that.
No.
They were in the national finals last year in hoops. But the football, we kind of don't. Like, Al and I do a radio show Saturday mornings, and Grove Cities are, in our area, their SID comes on, the president of the conference comes on. They play one more. They won by the last play of the game Saturday. Right. Well, if they win one more, guess what?
They play Mount Union.
The fun is over.
They know that.
Yeah. This isn't normal, though. This is no normal. Like, see, people think D3, they have no clue what's out.
No.
Tell them what the coach of Westminster
Yeah, there's
told
pros in Mount Union.
Tell them what he said last year. They were ready to play Mount Union, Westminster.
He looked at the whole tape, the whole season, getting ready for Mount Union the year before. He said,
we've got to find one guy we can go.
Where can we work? He said, there's no weaknesses on the team at all. Every position's filled with good players. And that's when they get into this tournament, always the first game. I said, oh, geez, who they're playing? They're playing Alfred State. I said, Alfred.
Poor Alfred. Poor Alfred.
Yeah, it was over before they blinked. They had 28 points on the board before they blinked. They could have scored 70. And now they move on, and they'll play Alma, or Alma, however you say
They're
it.
11-0.
They're always good, but they're not Mount Union good.
No, Mount Union good.
No, it's an upset. Now, I say Alma might be saying, we got the best team we've ever had, like said George said about the game.
Said.
But it'll still be an upset. If Alma beats Mount Union, it'll be an upset.
And the other thing, too, he and I have a philosophy that in the playoffs, you don't want to see a team better than anyone you've played against. And I would assume, in Alma's case, that will be the
Yeah, I don't think they could. I don't think they could schedule anybody unless it's a Wisconsin team.
You have to.
If there's a Wisconsin team,
up there,
that's the only way. That's only you can't find one as good as Mount Union. You can't find one.
How about golf?
Yeah, Sophia Rivers. Congratulations, Rivera. Excuse me. Congratulations, Sophia. Anytime you have a Division I scholarship going to play at YSU, medalist in the state. Rivera is All-American Conference Player of the Year. Golf and track and field at YSU is really up there, Andy.
They're the top.
They're really good.
I'd have to say, if I were rating the sports at YSU, I would have track and field, golf right at the top.
Yeah, I would too.
And nothing wrong with the football and basketball.
No, they're not as good as that. No, track and field for sure.
Every year, it's automatic. How many years have we sat there and said,
All-American, won the league? Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, so congratulations, Sophia. Keep hitting those irons. Keep practicing, because now your competition is going to go way up. You get into college, that's the way it works.
You're not just, the
You've been the best before, yes.
Yeah, and the foreign women are fabulous.
Oh, jeez, that's
Al
right.
and I talk. He has He has a buddy whose daughter got a Scully, and she was amazed to see how internet. Now, just put it on any Saturday or Sunday and look at the leaderboard. And
some Kim Kang or some Kim.
The Asian girls have
dominant.
Well, I don't know what they're doing, but someone should find out. Someone should find out. No, that's like, we had the strength coach on of the Arizona Cardinals one, and he was wanting to find out how Usain Bolt did what he did. We said to him, well, buddy, what does he do? He said, he runs. Now, I know that sounds simple, but the point is, practice.
And you could tell they practice perfect habits.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, their swings are almost robotic.
And let's face this, too. The one thing those Asian women have done, they've conquered the emotions. Mm-hmm. There's no club throwing.
You don't even tell. You can't tell.
There's no club. You don't know if they're up 5 or down 5.
It's one of the most important things you have in golf. Golf. If you remember your last shot in golf, you're done, because you remember you have to play your next shot like wherever you're at. You got to play it.
And my buddy, a friend of yours too, he has sat down with the people that own the Asian car companies, and they don't do anything irrational. You show them a plan, and they say, "Thank you, we'll take it under advice." Heck, get it out of here. This isn't how they operate,
right?
And it's why they're so successful. They've mastered their emotions.
Yes.
And you see how many guys like the other day, I'm watching Minnesota, Missouri. Kid, he thinks someone stepped under him. He may or may have. I looked at it. I couldn't tell. Technical, ref tees him. He gets another one. He comes to the sideline, and they're rubbing his head. Oh. I'd have sent him right in.
Send him. You don't play the next 3 games.
Yeah. See how you like this, buddy.
The other thing they do, and when you say I'm talking about the Asians and all the foreign teams, they still do old-fashioned things. And
like take infield and baseball.
Yes.
Imagine that. Imagine practicing catching the ball. Imagine.
Yeah, and they do it in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Europe decided a long time ago that if we're going to be good, we're going to be better with our footwork and our shooting.
Shooting.
And so they instead of playing games,
Can the Europeans shoot?
they practice it.
Can they shoot? Alan had a buddy he coached, and Al says to him once, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm going European." Al thought he got some new clothes or something. He said, "What do you mean you're going European?" He said, "We shoot every night."
Yeah. Before he said we used to just shoot.
Yeah.
Now they take it serious shooting because that's what they do. They practice left dribble, right dribble, practice shooting free throws, practice shooting jumpers, and then they do it again.
Well, the three top players in the NBA are all foreign.
How about that?
Is that coincidence? I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
No, I don't think it's coincidence.
Can't be.
It's how they learned.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, let's talk about NCAA football. This is the last week. Hard to imagine. NFL hit halfway. But to college, baby, this is it. This is what they call rivalry week. And we are sitting, obviously,
right where we want to be.
the biggest rivalry. And I know Alabama Auburn's big, and I know some people end up sleeping in the outhouse. But I'm talking about for the magnitude of the football game.
This year for sure.
2 of the top 4 or 5 in the country. You have Michigan and Ohio State. And I can say this. I've looked at this game. I was going to ask you, analyze both sides of the ball for me.
Well, it's really, really simple to me that on the line of scrimmage, Michigan's better. And
Both lines, Al?
both lines, yes. So,
Joe Moore Award winner.
Yeah, so I know they're better on line of scrimmage. So it's
Okay.
going to come down how many men Michigan Ohio State puts in the box. Last year they decided to put 7 in the box, and if you remember, wide open receivers running down the field for Michigan.
Yeah.
So
then they torched him after they adjusted.
yes,
Hey, by the way, I got to take my hat off to the Michigan running back. I saw him yesterday. He took his NIL money and bought 600 turkeys and delivered them to the
excellent.
people.
Hope more kids do that.
God bless you, buddy. And
Yes.
Blake
Quorum.
I said, normally I'm not. Now, let me ask you my thoughts. When somebody called us on the radio for Penn State, I said, Harrison will be the difference. What will he have to do Saturday? He can't catch 4 balls.
Well, yeah, he's not going to. They're going to set up him up.
Okay.
But Michigan really rushes the passer.
Okay.
I mean, really comes out the. So
Okay.
once again, I'll say it to Georgia again. They're going to talk about quarterback players. Talking about the game's not going to be won by wide receivers, and it's not going to be won by
Ground and pound, you're saying?
no pass blocking.
Pass
No,
blocking.
pass blocking, not run blocking.
Okay.
Can you give the quarterback the time?
McCarthy needs time.
Both of them do.
Especially.
Oh, both of them do. And that's it. But Michigan's not going to win the game with a pass.
No.
You understand? They never go in the
I
game.
know.
They pass when they
And
have.
I want to mention something, too. I don't know the hijinks. Obviously, there were hijinks. This scout, that scout, this guy's fired, that guy's off the payroll, this guy's out. Let me say this. It has to matter not having Harbaugh on the
Oh, it
side.
does.
I mean, I heard people say, well, this guy called. I know that. But after the kid throws the first bad ball and he comes over and puts his hand on his shoulder and says, hey, don't worry, we got him, JJ.
Yeah.
That is.
And also the coach on the sideline is not near as confident as Harbaugh.
No.
Harbaugh might be arrogant,
Yeah.
but his confidence level rubs off on the kids.
Okay. No, that's
Yeah.
great.
I just don't remember. You said about 2 years ago. You said I got to keep taking Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm the opposite now.
Till
Yeah.
well, just the opposite. I saw 2 games, and I didn't see 1-point wins. I saw Michigan crunch them.
No, I used to go in with my buddy. We have a radio show, and after the radio show, I'd go in and eat lunch, and I'd sit there, and for 10 years in a row, I had Ohio State.
Right.
And I said to him about 2 years ago, I said, I can see it maybe coming, but I can't do it.
Still
now,
do it,
I'm the opposite now.
And that's my thinking
I might
right
lose
now.
Saturday, but I have to take Michigan.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I
The same place?
yeah, all same place.
Okay.
I can't.
What's the line?
5. They're telling you.
know.
They're telling you. They're telling you who the better team is.
Yeah, but if you give 3 for the home field, it's a deuce.
Yes. They're telling you the better team is. Michigan's the better team. I've watched them play all year. Michigan, that's the first. Hey, wait a minute. It came to the next to last game before they had a team inside the 10-yard line. No, their defense is so dominant. Ohio State's been much better defensively. I'll give them credit. Noah has done the job
Yeah.
from last year to this year.
They're different.
Oh, 1,000 times better
They're
defensively.
different.
Yeah, so but we'll find out early if they're handing the ball off and it's 4 and it's 7, then Ohio State's in trouble because they have to put more people in the box.
Yeah.
And Michigan still has big time house receivers out there
Yeah.
that can beat one-on-one target.
That's a good analysis. Okay, let's talk about some other rivalries that could throw this playoff into a circus. Oregon State. I know how good the naked eye tells you Oregon is, and it does. I mean, you're not paying attention. And, once again, the coach is a cowboy. He gave away the Washington game, going for 4th down in this side of the 50. But my question is, can Ugalele or whatever, can he do it?
I don't think.
Or is there just too much
I think
firepower
Oregon's
on
the
that
best.
other side?
My looking at Oregon is the best offense in the country. Offense. I don't know how good defense will to stop the Oregon State run, because they'll run the ball down your throat.
Is that Martinez? Or
Yes. But Oregon could. They score instantly on run and pass. And Oregon, you have to be you have to be great offensively. I don't know if Oregon State can score with Oregon. I'll say that.
And what do you think? It'd take 38 to win it?
Yeah, every game. Oregon scores that many against everybody. Yeah.
Let's look at Wash State. Back in week 2 when they dusted off,
I would have thought it'd been a better game. I did.
I would have said. Now the other night, maybe it was just Dion.
It was.
Coach Prime's team.
Yes.
Hey, what did Whitlock say? They tapped out. Dion.
He likes to get him.
Well, yeah.
Well, he lives for that. You know how you live for certain guys? I live for Belichick.
Yeah,
no,
Dion.
Whitlock,
Yeah, he
in
loves
every
it.
discussion he makes,
Dion comes
he's
up.
trying to get Dion, yes.
Well,
he really is.
You're down there before the game screaming at the other team, we're going to kick, right in the... You're
Kind of stupid, huh?
You're asking for it.
Kind of stupid.
Okay, now, Alabama-Auburn. Let's say this about the Auburn coach. He's going to be calling escorts on the phone again if he thinks he got thrown out of Mississippi. Was New Mexico State. That wasn't whomever.
As I always say, though, the Alabama team they're going to see this week is not going to be the same Auburn that played New Mexico State.
They know that.
I'm telling you right now, you people think that game meant a lot. Auburn wasn't even thinking, and that's why they lost. They weren't even thinking. They were thinking one thought: Alabama. And if Alabama just gets up for them halfway and Auburn gets up for them full way, then you're going to see how does score get like that?
Handful.
Yes,
we've seen that game be close.
A million times. Yeah. It's a true nutville down there. That mom and dad don't talk to each other for a week. I mean,
you
it's
have
crazy.
to use the outhouse if you don't.
Yes.
No, it's
on paper Alabama's better. That was really simple. But that's not a
touchdowns.
paper game.
No, it's no.
That's not a paper game.
And really, Alabama has to take care of business because if they beat Georgia, they're in for sure. I don't know if Georgia's in, but if Georgia beats them, and
Alabama beats Auburn and be sure they're in.
Yeah. Yeah. My question would be, if that were to happen, what would happen to Georgia with one loss?
Depends on what the other teams do.
Yeah. I'm looking. I think Texas could lose in a championship game. I'm obviously Oregon or Washington, but that means one of them wins too. It works both ways. You're not going to get
Florida State's the one.
Oh.
No one knows for sure with their quarterback out. How's it going to go? Yeah.
You think they can beat Louisville?
Without their quarterback, I don't know.
I would say maybe.
I don't know.
I watched them the other day. Boy, Louisville, Braun, hats off to Braun. I mean, I know they had some coming back and then still, but let's say this about Florida State: they avoided Carolina State, and
nice
Louisville.
Schedule.
Yeah,
nice schedule.
You just have to, and when you don't play around Robin, this
you know how games stay in your mind.
Yes.
Well, the game that stays in mind is Pitt beat the crap out of Louisville.
Listen.
No, see that game continued.
Do you remember?
It stays in my mind.
Do you remember the circumstance?
No.
Okay, you and I were talking, and we said, "Oh," and I said, "Wait a minute, Al. I heard something on the way over the other day. He was at Purdue and beat 5. Ohio State fans remember well. Remember the night he took him to the woodshed for 50? But every time in those 5, when he beat a top-ranked team, he lost.
Do you remember who he beat? Was it Clemson or who? I don't remember who they beat. The game before Pitt. I can't remember who they beat. But
oh no, he beat Notre Dame.
It was Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay. It was Notre Dame. Okay.
Yeah, and I said to Al, I said, surely Pitt, they got him.
No, this didn't get him.
Yeah.
Looked them good.
And they've been lousy ever since.
Yeah.
Pitt is...
Same thing with Washington State. Beginning of the year, I said, man, they're really good.
No one wanted to play them.
They went down to 2.
No one wanted to play them. Then the other night
that was Colorado.
They found Colorado. Let's talk about the NFL. 3 games Thanksgiving. Now, the old-timers...
Runaway cash machine.
The old-timers like us are going to be upset.
Runaway
the night
cash.
game is a classic, too. 49ers in Seattle. I hate to break the news to the audience. Peacock. So if you can't stream, you can't watch.
So I got to hunt down Peacock.
You got to hunt down Peacock. You got to pay for it, Al.
I got to hunt down. I won't pay for it.
I have called.
I know you will.
I won't. No, I won't.
No, you won't either?
See, it was free in the beginning. It's no longer free. I got to draw the line at
No, I'm not paying for a game.
Hey, I have to draw the line.
I'm not paying for no game.
My cable bill
Here's
looks
two
like
sports
the national
fanatics.
debt of Nicaragua.
No, two sports fanatics,
No.
and they're going to try to. They're going to
They're
try
not getting
to
it from
say,
me.
"Listen, listen, you two old timers.
No, you have to
We want
pay.
your money." I said,
Yeah.
"Well, you ain't getting
Well,
it
listen
from
to
me."
this. Now, there's a Black Friday game that's on Amazon.
I can watch that. I have that.
Yeah, so you know what's
have
going on. Here's the thing. We're looking at these NFL games. You have to start with the biggest game. We have probably a 50-50 audience, maybe 60-40.
Oh yeah, in this territory.
Browns,
sure, yes.
Browns, Steelers. That was a game out of the 60s. Woody and Bo could have been on the sidelines and been in heaven.
They knew they could only. Both teams knew they could only win one way. They know how lousy their offenses are.
Yeah.
And it came down to making a couple plays that Cleveland made.
DTR made.
That's all it takes. A
As
couple
poorly
plays.
as the game went, he made 4 throws.
That's
Hey,
all
let
it
me
does.
ask you. Well, I know. I'm so tired. You know, people banging on Canada. It's old. But let's say this. You get the ball back and you take 12 seconds off. Don't you run a draw or screen to try to get some yardage?
You know, see, what I don't ever second guess because the way they've won their games all year is getting the ball back with and hitting 4 passes, kicking a field goal and winning the game.
Yeah, they were in
So you can't question one way and
Would
question
you
the other
run
way.
the ball once to make them use their last time out? Because they didn't.
No, I'm thinking I'm going to win this game. I'm never
I
thinking.
can't watch Pickett and think I'm ever winning.
I know that's true, but that's what you're getting.
No, I get it.
I get it. That's
yeah.
why they've won all year.
Yeah.
Every game.
Both teams, great defenses, are solid.
Solid defense,
Yeah.
not great.
One thing about Pittsburgh, though, when you get closer,
That's when they get good.
yeah. I mean,
That's when they get
Browns.
good, yeah.
I saw the other day the Pitts offensive lineman for the Steelers wasn't even out of his stance, and they were.
Oh no.
I mean, it was.
George is hitting me in the face.
It was
I
noticeable.
know how bad Pickett played. But they could have put Brady, and he was taking 2 steps.
Bang.
And no, it looked like you said, the offensive line looked like they didn't get out of stance.
No, they didn't.
Cleveland was coming, like, it looked like they were playing with 8 guys.
No.
Pickett stinks, but you have no chance.
No.
See, they have one chance to win the games when they can run the ball.
Yep.
If they can run it and slow down the other team a little bit, but if they're not running good,
Okay,
there's
let
no
me
chance.
ask you. I'm watching after the game. I sent it to you. They're interviewing Nodge. Of course, he's up. You know, the other kid, way it looks, he should be in there more.
Yeah,
Let's
we
talk.
said that a long time
We
ago.
said it first.
Yeah.
But that's not the issue. The issue is, he said, you should see what goes on around here. He said, if you only knew.
I don't listen to him.
What's he mean?
I don't listen to anybody.
Well, what would he mean?
They make excuses up. They all, it's NFL. It's the NFL. After a game, they all say, let's blame him or let's blame him. They never look at themselves. It's a joke. It's a runaway freight train in the NFL and the NBA. Let's point fingers and blame somebody.
And then the Cleveland with DTR, I mean, like you said, he's a rookie, but he did make 4 throws.
Yeah, at the end, he made the plays.
Now, the other thing that I noticed, I don't know why people thought differently, but Detroit belongs.
Yeah, but you know, I'm really on him, and I love Campbell.
Yeah.
I think he made a terrible mistake. See, no one talks about it. They wouldn't have got another playoff. They ran the ball with 22 seconds from the 1 2
I
yard.
saw it.
No. See, everybody, but went in, so everybody
saw
said,
it.
no. If you don't
You
run the
don't
ball,
make
there,
it, you
you
can't
don't. No, the
foul.
game's over.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't run the ball there.
Yeah.
Now they're.
Well, how about the Browns?
But because it worked.
Well, how about the Browns guy kicking deep with 2 seconds?
I know you never do it.
What was he?
Never. That's what I
Tell me
said.
what he's thinking.
Nothing. But you don't run the ball there because you get tackled. They
Yeah,
lay on you for
exactly.
and you're and the game ends.
Yep.
But they went in, so
Nobody said
no one
a
guy's
word.
talked about it.
No, I saw it.
But that's what happens, George. When it works,
Yeah.
like the Steelers
Well,
got away.
that's obvious.
They've got away with it 5 times
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Throwing the ball at the end of the game, winning the game.
That's in any sport when it works. Like, remember our one buddy saying, "I was it a good shot? Did it go in?"
That's what he's
nice
saying.
shot.
Exactly.
DeVito, I'm calling him Danny DeVito.
Oh, I think he's the worst in the world.
He had 3 tutties.
Yeah, he did.
They haven't had 3 tutties in 4 years.
He's the worst in the world.
Think about
I've seen
that,
him
though.
play with, and that's he had a little protection.
Yeah.
He looked okay because he could get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
They haven't had 3 touchdown passes since 2019. Jacksonville flexed their muscles. We knew they could.
Up and down, though.
Tennessee
Up and down.
quit.
Up and down. That's your boys.
Yeah, they're my boys. They got my money. What they got. Now, the Chargers better do something quick.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. They'll wait to the end of the year, but he's gone. Unless some miraculous happens, but
Belichick's
they lose the
gonna be
same.
the coach.
They lose the same way every time.
Hey, Belichick's
oh, he
gonna be
knows.
coach.
Yeah, he will be.
Hey, same story every week.
Every week.
Every week. Then the guy, yesterday he got mad. The guy asked him, he goes, He goes, you ask me this every week. And I know the guy's saying, that's because it happens
It does
every
happen.
week.
It happens every week. They
Yeah,
live
he's
the same
mad
way.
at Frasca. Let's talk NCAA hoops the last few minutes here. Tourneys everywhere. They're in Alaska. They're in the islands. They're everywhere. The good news is sometimes we see like a David versus a Goliath. But if you fell asleep 10 years ago, and I said, hey, Al, wake up, Al. Said, who's good? You'd go, Michigan State, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas. And you'd be pretty close.
Yeah, you had Houston in that Friday night,
now
and
Houston.
Connecticut. Connecticut's
Yeah,
definitely in there. But other than that, it's the same teams.
No,
Yeah, no question.
it is. And now, the other day, I noticed Florida Atlantic, they made the Final Four. Someone knocked them off.
Doesn't take long, does it?
No, and some of these little engines that could, Kentucky Wesleyan, they go in and knock somebody out. Somebody beat Patino.
They pay money to make them come in.
Oh, I saw one the other day. Oh, no, it was football. They gave them $1.6 million, New Mexico State at Auburn.
To win a game.
And they whooped them.
Yeah, that's the best there is.
I couldn't
You
hear
get money and you get a
hand them
win.
a check, you should want it back. Like you get beat like that, but it is true. They're winning what they call guarantee games.
Yes, those are guaranteed games.
Absolutely.
Why has you got one this year at Ohio State?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That game had a nice little
Yeah.
up for Ohio. When they looked and said 35-7, they played Ohio State.
that
That helped a little bit.
No. James Madison's the one. They let clubbing big boys one after another, but they are a bigger boy than people realize.
Yeah, they are. They
Now,
definitely
how
are.
about the football? They bring all those guys.
No, it doesn't happen.
Herb Street and the boys.
How does it
there.
happen?
They got
Yes.
and you know too. What one
You don't
word
play App
comes?
State.
You don't want to play out.
No, you don't want to play
No
App
one wants to
State.
play out.
Yeah.
Now we have to talk about this basketball. I know the portal's important. We have a guy we have on with us, and he's talking about the portal, and he lost his great big man, and he had him just developed him himself, and he ended up losing him. I read the other day there's a kid playing for Harvard his 8th year. Now, at some point he's a professor. Is he not a professor? Al?
He is. He teaches the class at Harvard. Yeah, 8
Oh,
years.
and the other thing too, Mick Cronin the other day. Come on, Mick. Come on, Mick. I knew you at one time.
You like Mick.
I used.
That was your boy.
I
too.
used. He's on there.
Well, they forget.
And he's just
They
going
forget where they come
on
from.
And on, and he just, you don't play team ball at UCLA. You don't. And I'm watching. They play one-on-one.
Every team does.
Every.
I tell George I don't watch it anymore. Only reason I know I'm watching. If I'm doing this show, I have to know about the team.
Yeah.
So I'll watch replays, but I won't watch every game to drive and kick. No, every
Or
team.
and that one guy last year, back it in, the guy with the goatee.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
That,
was
and always
back
till he
it.
gets double teamed, then they pass it up. Yeah.
All right, NBA season. We'll start covering the NBA, but not now.
Oh,
God
geez.
bless America.
I want to know, you fans, how you watch the NBA right now.
And how about this in-season tournament? Does anyone know?
I don't care about it.
And you're a fan.
No, I don't care one bit. I just want to know if Zion's going to play.
That's all.
Zion, whatever you call him.
Hell, he's wrestling. Man, he's 21.
That's what I'm saying.
You want him to play every night? What's wrong with Hey, I got one for you. I have a unanimous. Are you tired of Draymond Green?
Two hands up.
Here,
not one.
here, we're both tired of him. Get him out of
But
this.
they talk about him like he's a great player.
Now, you understand.
Put him on the Pistons.
Guys like
Put him on
Alex
the
English.
Pistons.
How about guys who like Austin Carr?
I know. Guys who could really play. He just happens to be
Hey.
a hard-nosed hustler
I
player.
talked to someone the other day. Will miss like 4 minutes a game for like 20 years in his 30s, or in his
When he's
20s.
older.
And Zion was resting the other day. He was fatigued. He's 20 years old, 21 years old.
It hurts me. It
That's
does.
from having all those strippers around. That's what he's worn out, but he's not worn out from playing. That's the problem.
Now we know about
Now
that.
you know
That's
what's wrong. Absolutely. Hey,
You learn everything on this show.
Hey, last minute, MLB, hot stove coming. You have to give one thing about the Phillies. They'll pony up.
Well, they have put money out.
They put
put
some money
Turner
out.
last year. Now they put Nola. Yeah, they,
And you know
they put it out
Nolan's,
there.
he's a winner.
But
no
Tony's
question
everything
about it.
now. Everybody's waiting to
All
see
right.
where he signed.
All right, last thing before we go, we'll get into this over and over when we're here. Coaches no longer have to recruit and develop, they have to retain.
Yeah, over and over.
That's the portal. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. See you next week.